Whoo, it's gonna be a dandy one right here, boy. What's up, my dudes? So, USA motocross riders versus MXGP riders. I know this is always a big conversation. Oh, no, the US is faster. Oh, no, no, these European dudes are faster. Oh, no, no, no. It's like, god dang. It seems like that conversation gets brought up quite frequently, and I just wanted to come in here and talk about it, kind of explain my side on it, my opinions on it and stuff. So, I look at it like I don't even feel like you can really compare the MXGP riders to the, US AMA riders. How can you compare them? Like, yeah, you can try to like formulate it up in your head that, these people are faster than those people, but you can't really say that because they only race each other once a year. What are you going to do? Just base everything off of one race that's not even on a supercross track? It's only on a motocross track? So that's just one aspect of, motocross. Whenever I look at motocross racing, I not only look at motocross as in MX Nationals, but I also look at supercross. I mean, I look at them both equally. Yes, there are some old school people that can say, oh, supercross ain't really motocross, but really? I actually think it is. I mean, I feel like, supercross and motocross go hand in hand. They're both motocross. So if you're going to sit there and say that these people over here are faster for whatever reason, but yet they don't even race supercross, I don't really know how you can say that. Yeah, you can say they're faster at nationals, like MX, in certain occasions, but at the same time, like for instance this year with the US versus everybody else, and did quite bad this year. That's just one race, man, and then it comes down to the conditions of that one race and how you have to, how that adds up to everything, and it just all makes a difference, So I don't feel like you can compare even who's faster at motocross from just the MX of Nations. I don't think you can compare that. I think you would have to have it to where they're all racing in the same championship series where you've got multiple races to really figure out who's the best of that particular year. You know what I'm saying? And then you got certain people that are dealing with injuries, certain things. There's so many different sources and outside things going on that depict who's faster or who's not faster or whatever. So it's kind of comical when people will say, oh, this guy's way faster than that guy, as in like, and trust me, I know I got a lot of Australian, European, Germany, every country fans out there. I'm not trying to, shit on you here or none of that. You guys are legitimately some of the nicest people in the world. You really are. I've noticed that about a lot of other countries. They're actually quite nice people. But basically, and obviously I'm going to rep my country till the end of time. Like, why wouldn't I? I'm not like a betrayal dude. Like, it's US all the way, motherfucker. Like, I'm gonna rep my country, but I look at it like when people they love to go in there and say Jeffrey Hurling, fast guy ever of all time. Oh my God, he's so fast. Ho ho, oh my God. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Jeffrey Hurling. He's done some amazing races. He's done a lot of stuff. But to just say he's just faster than everybody just because he wins like a GP race, it's quite silly in my mind. And they do that with quite a few other riders. And then you look at, well, which riders of what time? Because if you go back to the Villapoto era, I don't even know if we want to really bring that up. I don't even really know if we want to go back to 2007, what happened there. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in what time of what riders were in what race, at what position, and how healthy they were at that certain time. And it's only one race a year, and it's on this random track a lot of times. And then this year's Redbud wasn't even nowhere near like the normal Redbud, crazy mud conditions. And yes, I believe you should be able to win in anything. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be like that. I am saying that. I'm just saying you can't base it off of one race. You cannot base who is faster comparing like USA riders to, European MXGP riders in one race. You just simply can't do that. It's just a idiotic logic, kind of silly way to look at it. But of course, people are still going to get on there and have their crazy opinions on it and whatever. But you can say they were better at that one track, at that one race, but that's about all you can say. You can't just say these people are faster than those people. I just don't believe that. I think you'd see a whole different type of scenario if you had, Hurlings, Cairoli, all those dudes lining up at A1, coming and racing with Tomac, Barsha, Anderson, Reed, Osborne, Plessinger, Webb, all those dudes in one race. It'd be a whole different ball game, boy. And even if they just came and raced in our motocross championship, it'd be a whole different ball game. It's the type of tracks that the certain people grow up on. You saw Villapoto trying to go over there and race the MXGP series. He did actually win one race, but then had some trouble, had a crash on that. So basically, like, it just I don't see how you can really compare and just say, well, this guy's faster because they won this year of Motocross Nations. Like, it's just a weird way to look at it. So I just wanted to come in here and talk about that. I know people get all heated on that, and they get real crazy with these guys are faster than those guys. I think it's just certain guys are faster on certain conditions at certain tracks, certain races. I mean, there's a plethora different things that come together to make that. So I just wanted to come out here and say that. Like, yes, Jeffrey Hurling's bad to the bone. I mean, all the MXGP dudes, bad to the bone. But also all the AMA, USA riders are bad to the bone. Do not get it twisted. Don't just think because Tomac lost in the one MX Nations, like, that he's all of a sudden worse than Hurlings or all of a sudden worse than, like, you got the wrong idea if you're thinking that. And if you're thinking just because, Villapoto didn't win the championship the first year he goes over there for the MXGP thing. This is wonderful, Milestone, by the way. Yeah, just put me right on the peak of a jump face. That's a good place to respawn a rider. But basically, just because Villapoto didn't win the first year he goes over there, he did win a race, but not the championship. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean all those dudes are better than Villapoto. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get people's minds in a little bit more of an open, understanding type of sense. And a lot of you dudes understand that. A lot of you guys look at it like, okay, yeah, Hurlings is fast. Okay, yeah, Tomac is fast, but I don't really know. I don't think you can just sit there and say one is better than the other, because obviously Tomac would whoop everybody's ass at Supercross when it comes to other, MXGP dudes. But then you got Roxon, which used to be an MXGP dude, and he's bad to the bone. And then you got, Muscane, used to be an MXGP dude, he's bad to the bone. So, and now they're US riders, and, it's all a timing thing that has everything to do with everything, right? Like, back in the day, you had Carmichael, Villapoto, Dungey, you had all these big, heavy hitters on the Team USA, and they were racing at that current point in time. And now, you do have Tomac, but Barsha's kind of in a bit of a weird place. He is doing better than he did previously. And then you got Plessinger, which is doing pretty good, but, I wouldn't consider... Tomac, yeah, he's getting more to that legendary level, but I don't know if I'd consider, Barsha and Plessinger quite to that legendary level yet. Certainly they have potential to be, but, and that's the difference in, like, when you had, you had the Carmichael, some crazy teams back in the day. Now, I'm sure the MXGP riders have certainly gotten faster over time. I'm not trying to question that. But I don't think that you can simply just look at one race. It's insane that people base everything off of one race on one kind of track. Like, people, you got to be more intelligent than that. You got to be smarter than that. You can't just say this guy's better because he won one race. That's fucking ridiculous. If that was the case, then you could say, I was about to say Mike Alessi was better than Villapoto, but Mike Alessi never actually won a 450 Supercross race. Let me try to use a different example here. In that case, you could say, Kennard was better than Villapoto because Kennard did win a race, but shit, you can't say that. You know what I mean? It's who's got the championships. That's really more so what I look at and just their overall impact that they made on the sport. You know, I feel like Stewart's a great more. He did have a few championships, but he's not crazy high on the championship list. But just his overall impact and his certain things that he did makes him more on that legendary scale. So a lot of different aspects come together. Obviously, Carmichael known for the stats side of it. That's what makes him on the legendary scale. But it just, you cannot base things off of one race. I feel like it would be cool if there was a way to do like not only a Supercross, but that's the thing, you know, the MXGP dudes, they don't really race Supercross. They just have the one MXGP series the entire year. So it's like they just don't really do Supercross like that, man. I don't know how they don't get burnt out on it. You know, I would get a little burnt out. I feel like if I didn't go from like motocross, Supercross, then back to motocross, back to Supercross, gives you a nice little variation throughout the year. But it's not really what they do because their series kind of goes through the entire year there. But yeah, I mean, you've seen MXGP dudes come over and, you know, do really, really well in Supercross. You've seen it before. So I just don't like when people like to go down the road of saying, oh, well, the United States riders are slow as fuck because they lost one race, or, you know, the MXGP dudes are slow because of this or that. You know, it works both ways. I'm not even on really either side here. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, I'm repping my country all the way till the bitter end, and I'd be foolish not to do that till the bitter end. I'm a, you know, support your country all the way kind of dude, regardless of where you're from. But I don't, like, from a logic type of standpoint, it's just stupid. It's just silly to base it off of one MX Nations race. It's really weird that people do that, you know. Like I said, you know, if you're one of those people sitting there saying, oh, Hurlings is so much better than Tomac, or, you know, whatever the case may be, it'd be a whole different ball game if, you know, Hurlings was to come over and race full series with Tomac and all the AMA boys. It'd be a different animal. And I'm saying that because that's the true shit. You know, and it ain't taking anything away from Hurlings. It's just, it'd be a whole different ball game. You know, and that's the way it is, especially if you start implementing Supercross into that. I mean, good God. But I was just talking about motocross there. It'd still be a whole different animal if just Hurlings came over and raced the AMA motocross only. I mean, it'd be a challenge for him to try to win a 450 AMA championship with Tomac, all those other dudes in there. Especially if it would have been like in 2014 or something like that, when you did have Villopoto, Dungey, all those dudes in there. That was like pretty. We've definitely kind of slowed down a little on the U.S. dudes once Villopoto and Dungey retired. So now it's basically just Tomac, Anderson, Barsha, right? And, I mean, like I said, Tomac's really the only heavy hitter there, even though Anderson did win the Supercross championship. But there's just 1.5 million different ways to look at it. But I just think it's silly when people, you know, love to make the argument of this guy's faster than that guy, even though they never fucking race. They race once a year. It's stupid. Like, chill out, boys. There ain't no sense in doing all that. So, either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.